Hello guys, good evening to everyone. It's me, Thales. This is my channel dedicated to English language. I cover from basic to advanced, and this video is part of my playlist named Intermediate Advanced, which means everything in this video will be in English, right? All explanations, all examples, everything. But if you prefer, there is another playlist in my channel named Basic, which is aimed at people who are beginners. So if it's your first time with the language, feel welcome to watch my videos. There are more than 400 videos available for everyone, right? From basic to advanced, and I upload a video almost on a daily basis. Subscribe to the channel, share the content with your friends. There is a lot of content available in my channel for you to watch, and much more is to come. And hit the notification bell. As I explained before, I upload videos almost daily, so if you want to get acquainted, if you want to be updated with everything I publish, every content I put in my channel, I highly recommend you to do it. And another thing, give it a thumbs up. Give a thumbs up if you enjoy the content from my videos. Today we will start talking about clauses, right? Not relative clauses per se, but we will talk more about examples using clauses ending with ed or ending with ing, for example. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Well, clauses are part of the sentence, right? Everything we talk about clauses, we have a sentence, right? And we have clauses. So a sentence is comprised by one or two more sentences, more clauses. So you can have one clause in a sentence, or you can have two clauses. One clause has a verb on it, okay? Let's give one example, okay, so you understand what I mean. The man injured in the car accident was taken to an ambulance. Okay, so there was a car accident, and the man which was injured, the man who was injured in the car accident was taken to the ambulance. Let's understand the clauses here. So we have here one big sentence, right? And we will understand that the man injured in the car accident is one clause. The man was injured in the car accident. We would say that this is a passive voice, right? Because the subject is not the doer of the action. It suffers, right? The action, right? It's affected by the action. So there was a car accident. The man was taken to the ambulance. So you could say that the man injured in the car accident is the subject of this bigger sentence right here. So you could say he was taken to the ambulance. Why is this sentence made by two different clauses? Because we have two different ideas here. First idea is that the man was injured in the car accident, and the second idea is that he was taken to the ambulance. So you can start or begin. You can begin a clause with a verb ending with ing, right? It's possible to begin a relative clause or a clause, not necessarily relative, but you can start a clause with a verb or with an expression ending with ed. Now, we can also begin a sentence, a clause, with a verb ending with ing. I don't know the man speaking on the phone. I don't know the man speaking on the phone. So you were talking to a man, and the phone rang, and you answered the phone, and this man started talking to you as if he knew you from somewhere, but you don't know him from anywhere. So you say, I don't know the man speaking on the phone. I don't know the man is an idea, right? This is one clause, and the speaking on the phone is another clause. Speaking on the phone. So here the clause begins with a verb with ing. So it's also common. And the idea we want to express here is something that was being done at a particular time. So it's a continuous idea. Let's see some more example, okay? The man investigating the murder has found 2 suspects. So there was a murder, and the man investigating the murder, so this is one idea, has found 2 different suspects. So let's understand this sentence first. The man investigating the murder. Investigating begins a relative clause or a clause. Not yes, it's relative because investigating the murder is related to the name man, right? It's not any man I'm talking about. I'm talking about the man who is investigating the murder. So you see, you can use a clause beginning or starting with ing as a shortened version of a relative clause which uses who, for example. I could say the man, comma, who was injured in the car accident, comma, was taken to the ambulance. The same applies here. I could say the man, comma, who is investigating the murder, comma, has found 2 suspects. So it's possible to begin a clause with ing, expressing a continuous idea, or you can start with ed. Ed comes after verbs, after regular verbs. But not necessarily it is a verb. You can also have adjectives which end with ed, but mostly you will have a passive voice, right? This is a passive voice. The man injured in the car accident. Let's see another example with ed so you can understand. Sheila showed me some cookies made by her. She not only showed, but she offered me some cookies to eat, right? I don't like being showed food or being shown food. Yes, I guess it's an irregular verb. I believe I'm looking here, okay? Show, showed, shown. Yes. It's an irregular verb. You can say show, showed. I'm just checking the pronunciation in this case of this specific word.
Showed.
Showed, yes. But I want, yes, it's the same. Showed.
Showed.
Showed. Yes. The pronunciation is the same, actually. So it's not like this. It's shown, right? Actually, I wanted to check the pronunciation of shown.
Shown.
Shown, yes. It's the same pronunciation. It doesn't change much. Show, showed, shown. Yeah. So this is the past participle. The past participle we use when we make a passive voice. So for example, Sheila showed me some cookies. So I could say, I was shown some cookies by Sheila. Right? There is also a lesson. There are videos available in my channel talking about passive voice, so I highly recommend that you watch them first, okay? So you can study further and learn some details about it, okay? So she showed me some cookies made by her. So you can see here. Sheila showed me some cookies. So I could say, Sheila, who showed me some cookies? Yeah, made by her. You could say that this sentence has two different ideas. First of all, she was responsible for making the cookies, right? Made by her. This example is not very good because made is an irregular verb. So the relative clause here doesn't start with a verb ending with ed. It's an irregular verb also. Make, made, made. But I will see another example, right? Don't worry. She was woken up by a phone ringing. Here we have a continuous idea, right? She was sleeping and she was woken up. This is also a passive voice. A passive voice comes with the verb to be and the main verb in the past participle, right? And we have here an idea with ing, a phone ringing. So you can have this sentence with ing. The door damaged by the flood was repaired. So the door damaged by the flood was repaired, okay? So the door, so we have here a clause starting with damaged, which is a verb in the simple past, ending with ed as it's a regular verb. So this is one clause which comes in the middle of another bigger clause, right? So this is a bigger sentence with two different clauses. First idea, the door was repaired, yes, and the door was damaged by the flood. So you can say, the door damaged by the flood. So you can start a sentence with ed, a clause with ed, right? And this is a shortened version of a relative clause using which. For example, the door, which was damaged by the flood, okay, was repaired. So there is also another way of saying the same thing. Let me see some examples. Many suggestions made at the meeting were discussed. So here we have a clause. Many suggestions is the subject. Made at the meeting implies that this is a passive voice, because suggestions, they don't make themselves, right? People make suggestions. So many suggestions made at the meeting. So it's implied here that people made suggestions at the meeting. So you start a sentence with a verb in the simple past. So when I say that you can start a clause with ed, you can also begin a clause with a verb in the simple past. You just have to be aware that there are many verbs which are regular, ending with ed, and the others are irregular. Make, made, made. As a matter of fact, this is the past participle, because this is a passive voice. So you have to be aware of that, okay? The computers stolen from the shop weren't found yet. So you see, you can identify a pattern here, right? Many sentences we are seeing here, they have many things in common. First of all, you have here two different clauses, two different ideas. First idea, the computers stolen from the shop is one idea, and this clause begins with a verb in the simple past. Or not simple past, sorry. It starts with a verb in the past participle. Steal, stole, stolen. So when I say that the verb ends with ed, it's not simple past. It's the past participle. The matter is, many past participle verbs end with ed and many others are irregular. Irregular verbs, as we studied before in my previous videos, they don't have a pattern, so you have to memorize them, right? So computers stolen from the shop, so you have here a clause, weren't found yet. Found is also the past participle, because you have two different passive voices in the same sentence. Two clauses with passive voice. You see? Find, found, found, steal, stole, stolen. Now, to summarize, to finish this video, I will give you an example of a sentence with ing, okay? The company employing 100 people is the main source of income in the city. Okay, there are many cities, many small towns, or even middle-sized cities, which have a company more important for its economy. For example, the city where I am from, there is a company there which employs the most people in the city, and it almost runs the economy, right? You see, if the company leaves my city, my hometown, my city will have great big problems regarding economy, because many people will be unemployed, many families will be left without jobs, without money to spend, and as a consequence, the commerce, the businesses and the small companies will go bankrupt. So the company employing 100 people, for example, is the main source of income in the city. So you see, here we have a clause starting with ing, and these clauses which begin with ing, they give some characteristics to the noun, right? They explain something else about the noun, because I can say the company is the main source of income in the city. I haven't told the name of the company, but the idea it conveys here is complete. I'm talking about a company which is the main source of income in the city. So I give a complementary idea saying that the company employing 100 people. So you see, summarizing what we have studied in today's video is that you can start sentences, we can start clauses with ed when we mean past participle, and it's related to the passive voice in most cases, I could say in almost all cases. And you can also start sentences or clauses with ing, expressing ideas which complement the noun, right? It's like an adjective. They work as an adjective expression because they explain something more, right? They give further details about the noun you are saying in the sentence. So it's a bigger sentence. It's a sentence, a more complex sentence, which is comprised by two different clauses, for example. It has more than one clause, and each clause is comprised by a verb. So you have, in general, two or more verbs, expressions in the sentence, two or more clauses in this bigger sentence, okay? So I hope you enjoyed today's video. Next video, we will talk more about clauses, okay? So have a good time. Bye-bye.